side's way, just kind of raise your hand and I'll move around.
Turn that just a little bit.
Sure. We wanted to give you guys an update about the ministries because it's been a while. Is that better?
It is better.
Okay.
Can you use the mic?
Sure.
There's two portable mics over there.
Okay, is that better now? And I'll try to move out of your way, and that way you can see the pictures. Actually, I'll just sit down right here. But we wanted to give you guys an update about the ministry. You've been such a huge part of it, and we can't thank you enough for the prayers that you have offered up on the behalf of our ministry and these kids, and the encouragement that you've offered, and always being willing to step up and say, how can we help? So all this that is going on right here, you guys are a huge part of it, and luckily it's all because of the Lord, so we can't give enough thanks to Him for what He's doing on behalf of these kids' lives. We're going to go through this slideshow, and it's just some simple pictures of the house. I know many of you have not seen the children's home, what it looks like on the inside, or the kids, so we'll give you an update. This slide shot right here is just a picture on the outside of the house. It's up the road, so you can see it's dirt and gravel roads. Now, this is about 25 miles from Port-au-Prince. It's not far from the airport at all, but it takes you a while to get there, so... And this is on the outside of the house. Now, since then, the gate has been painted. Some of these pictures are from even before we moved into the house. So it's before it's been painted, before the gate has been painted. As you can see, the Lord has just blessed us with a beautiful house that these kids can run in and play in, and just bring so much life and so much energy to this place that was kind of deserted. Now, this is across the street from our ministry, from where we have a church that holds over 500 people in it on Sunday mornings. They pack that place out underneath this little tarp that we're getting ready to show you. And this is the entrance of the house, and this is before it's been painted. But when we were in Haiti, we were without a truck, couldn't get around anywhere, needed to get to the marketplace, and eventually once kids would come in, we would need to get them to school. And the Lord blessed us with this beautiful truck that holds all the kids inside of it, and some of our staff members will ride on the outside, but they even go down to the beach in it, and it's just been a huge, huge blessing for this ministry to be able to get around. This is on the upstairs on one of our porches. There's two porches that outlook the city of Christianville right here, the little town of Christianville. And these are the stairs that go up to the rooftop. But this house is just massive in comparison to everything else around here. It has plenty of rooms to hold the kids and for them to run around in. And this out here is a little depot that we kind of acquired on this property. And right now it's currently on half of the side. It's serving as a kitchen in case our stove breaks down and there's charcoal and everything out there. And sometimes Ona will cook all day long in that kitchen to get the kids beans and rice ready for that afternoon. And then on the other side of it, we've been abundantly blessed to be able to actually store our medicines that we have down there for medical clinics that happen a couple of times a year. So all that is stored in this building and locked up so the kids can't get to it. But that it'll serve our purposes when we're ready for those medical clinics. Now, across the street, if you'll look at that blue tarp right there, that is the church that Pastor Fritz oversees. And that church is packed out on Sunday mornings and Sunday nights. And a lot of times during the week, the kids and I would love to sit up there on that top porch and just listen as they had revival services all week long. And the singing of praises that would come up over top of that church and on top of our balcony was just beautiful. So that was sometimes our favorite place to sit and just listen to those sounds. And right here, our property is literally, I can't say blessed enough. We have fruit trees all around. There's coconut trees, there's banana trees, there's mango trees. We have breadfruit that Ona fries up for the kids. There's oranges. So really, in a way, our land is kind of self-sufficient, and we're able to get a lot of the stuff that we need on our property and not have to purchase it from the market. So it's really a huge blessing. This is our little girls' room, and it'll hold 4 girls in it. And since a group went down there for Christmas, now their little beds are themed in Minnie Mouse and Tinkerbell and whatever else. But To you, it might not look like a huge deal, but these bunk beds were hand-built by our team that went down there in June, getting this house ready and prepared, and also that little closet that you see there, David Bungardner built those. And these kids are walking in from literally nothing, from sleeping on cardboard boxes, some of them sleeping on the ground, from sharing a bed with like 7 other people. And so to have a complete bed all to themselves, and I know that it might just look like a bunk bed and an air mattress, but it's a huge deal for them. They're actually able to get a good night's sleep for the first time in a long time. So this is just one of the bathrooms. In Haiti, they don't really, if you have a bathroom, they don't believe in shower curtains, so it's just a big wide open space. Those bunk beds that you see there on that porch, a missionary family was getting ready to leave Haiti and donated those bunk beds to our ministry. So now not only are we able to house the kids, but when teams come in, we're actually able to house up to 12 missionaries in this building at a time. So they don't have to bring their bedding anymore and cots or whatever. And this is another view of one of the porches, again, that kind of oversees the church. This is where the kids will go up there and play a lot. There's a nice cool breeze that comes over there. Now this right here is the entrance of the house, and this is where all the action happens. If you walk into this store, you're going to get run over by balls and toys or whatever else that they have down through here, and also the visitors that come in. This is just a hot spot for the house. And then right here, as you see, this is Ona and Jefton and Manasseh, and they're all in here. Now, we were able to purchase some furniture for the house, which is the first time any of these kids were able to sit on actual furniture in their life. So this is a huge deal for them to be able to have this living space. Now, when the team was down there in June, this black wall that you see right there, first it was meant just for the kids to come and color and draw and do whatever. It's one of those chalkboards. Now they are actually coming in after school, and a lot of their kids where they've never had any education whatsoever, they're behind in a lot of their classes. So we picked up another staff member, and he's a full-time interpreter in our house, but he also has a background in education, and so he's able to catch our kids up in the afternoons and have lessons with them, and that's also where they learn English at the same time. So it's serving a dual purpose there. Now this is our kitchen area, and again, it might just look simple, but these tables are a huge deal to us. This is the first time that the kids have ever, a lot of them were eating on the ground, eating with their hands. They didn't even have utensils, and now they're able to sit down at a table as a family, which is a huge deal for us, with their silverware, their forks, their spoons, nice plates, everything, and just have everything right there at them. They don't have to think about what am I going to eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They actually have it there and know that it's going to be there 3 times a day and snacks in between. So a huge change. And then this is the little boys' room, and in this room we also have our security guard that sleeps in here with the boys, as well as our interpreter. So just a beautiful home that the Lord has given us to be able to take care of these kids in. Now, this is an older picture. This is when we first started at the end of June. And this is some of our staff members right here. And some of our kids as they started to filter in. And we'll let you know their stories in just a second. Well, actually, right now. This is Jefton. Jefton is the son of our keeper of the house, Fito. And Jefton has kind of had a life of non-stability. Fito's tried to offer that to him as much as he could. But Fito would only have a job when we were down there. He worked as our interpreter for the longest time. And Fito's grown up in the ministry since about the time that he was 13 years old on up. Fito was an orphan himself. And then Jefton is his son, of course. Now, Jefton kind of came from a separated home. So his mom was gone for a little bit, and that kind of tore the family up. But this house has been a safe haven, has reunited the family, and is really using them in the Lord's ministry. So a huge blessing for Jefton, and Jefton is able to continue on his education. Jefton is 6 years old with an adorable little smile, as you see. Now, before, Jefton was as mean as could be. He was always the troublemaker when our groups would come down there, and just a handful. But since the houses came along and he's had some other playmates, Jefton's actually mellowed out quite a bit. So it's helping him in his energy spells as well. This is Manasseh, and each one of the kids has a special place in my heart, but Manasseh was our first child to come in, and he certainly just kind of swept us all away. Manasseh has had a rough life. When he came in, he was 8 years old. He's now 9. But he's lost both of his parents. His mom died from diabetes, and his dad, they were told, was poisoned by a voodoo priest. And so all this happened in 1 year for Manasseh. And then once that happened, Manasseh's sister said, well, I don't want him and I can't take care of him. So Manasseh was kind of given to his 82-year-old grandmother, who was blind in one eye, had no job whatsoever, and really had no way of taking care of Manasseh. So when we found out Manasseh's story, Manasseh was what you call a street boy, and he was out on the streets trying to provide for him and his grandmother. Once that happens in Haiti, there's really no turning back. They just turn harder than what they already were to